Let me ask you something personal. When you take your morning vitamins, do you ever stop and wonder if they could be hurting you instead of helping? Most people don't. They trust the bottle, the label, the promise of better health. But after 25 years as a neurologist, I've seen a pattern. Strokes appearing in people who never thought it could happen to them. They exercised, ate well, and took the right supplements. Still, one small capsule tilted the balance inside their blood, and their lives changed overnight. I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to keep you safe. Because sometimes the most dangerous things are the ones that look completely harmless. Stay with me. This may be the most important 2 minutes you'll hear this year. I'm Dr. James, a brain specialist here in the US. And for more than 25 years, I've sat beside families asking the same heartbreaking question: why did this happen? So today, I want to help you understand before it's too late. There are 7 common vitamins that can quietly raise your stroke risk, and one safe vitamin I recommend most seniors keep in their routine. You deserve to know the difference, because your brain, your speech, your independence, all depend on balance, not quantity. And at the end of this video, I'll also share one simple morning habit every older adult should practice to keep blood flowing and the mind clear. Before we go deeper, please hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss these brain-saving tips. If this already feels helpful, comment 9 below. If not, type 0. Your feedback guides me. Many people believe vitamins are just harmless extras. But once you pass 60, your body begins to change quietly. Your liver slows down, your kidneys filter more slowly, and your blood vessels become more delicate. The same dose that once helped you can now overwhelm your system. Your body no longer reacts like it did at 30, yet your habits haven't changed. And that's where risk begins. Vitamins themselves aren't bad. The real danger comes when you take more than your body can safely process. What once gave you energy may now put stress on your heart, your brain, or your circulation. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness and balance. So stay with me. We'll walk through 7 vitamins that deserve your attention, and then I'll show you the one vitamin I recommend keeping in your routine. The one that truly protects both your brain and your heart. I've seen how knowledge changes lives. Let's begin that journey together. 1. Vitamin D. Too much sunshine. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin. You've heard it's good for your bones, your mood, your immune system. And that's true when taken wisely. But at a certain age, too much sunshine inside a capsule can turn into something darker inside your blood vessels. The body no longer filters calcium the way it once did. When you take high doses, the extra calcium doesn't go just to your bones. It starts to settle into the walls of your arteries, especially those leading to your brain. Over time, those vessels stiffen, narrow, and lose their flexibility. What once kept you strong can quietly set the stage for a stroke. Your body after 60 processes everything more slowly, so a daily dose that seemed harmless at 40 may be too much now. The line between helpful and harmful becomes incredibly thin. Let me tell you about Mrs. Olivia, an 81-year-old from California who loved gardening. Her daughter, wanting the best for her, bought her vitamin D soft gels, 6,000 IU each. "It's sunshine in a pill, Mom," she said. Olivia took them faithfully for nearly a year. One morning, while tending her roses, she felt dizzy, then lost her balance and fell. At the hospital, tests showed calcium buildup in her arteries and a small stroke caused by a clot near the brain. She survived, but her steps have never been the same. The sunshine in her pill had become darkness in her brain. If you're still watching, give me a small sign, a like, to let me know you're still with me. Now, let's move gently to another vitamin that has long been praised for heart health. yet can quietly thin your blood too much and create its own kind of danger. To vitamin E, the heart's friend that betrays. Vitamin E has long been praised as the heart's best friend. You see it everywhere. Bottles promising stronger arteries, better circulation, slower aging. And for years, many believed it was the secret to staying young. But after 60, your blood becomes more sensitive, your vessels more fragile, and your medications more powerful. In that delicate balance, vitamin E can quietly tip the scale too far. It thins your blood, especially when mixed with aspirin or other heart medicines, and sometimes that thinness turns deadly. When blood becomes too light, even a small vessel in your brain can rupture under pressure. You may not feel it coming, just a sudden headache, dizziness, or confusion. What was meant to protect your heart may instead steal your speech or your balance. When your heart feels safe, your brain may be paying the price. Let me share the story of Mr. Robert, a 77-year-old retired engineer from Texas. Every morning he took his prescribed aspirin along with a 400 IU vitamin E capsule. He believed he was doing everything right. One quiet afternoon, while reading in his backyard, he suddenly dropped his book. His wife found him slurring his words. At the hospital, doctors found a small bleed deep in his brain. No trauma, no blood pressure spike, only blood that had become too thin. Robert recovered, but his speech still carries a slight tremor, a reminder that even good intentions need limits. When the heart is protected, sometimes the brain pays the price. Now, let's move to another vitamin that hides in your leafy greens and supplements, one that can quietly break the balance of your blood and medicines. The vitamin K, the balance breaker. Vitamin K is often promoted as the bone strength vitamin. It helps calcium reach your skeleton, keeping your frame steady and strong. But when you combine it with blood thinners, like warfarin or daily aspirin, it can quietly undo all the stability your doctor has worked to maintain. After 60, your liver slows, your blood becomes more delicate, and every dose of medication matters. Add extra vitamin K, and the careful balance between too thin and too thick can collapse overnight. What happens next isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's just dizziness, a headache, or sudden weakness in one arm. But inside your brain, a clot may already be forming. One tablet meant to protect your bones can take away your ability to move forever. Mrs. Carroll, a 79-year-old from Florida, learned this the hard way. She had been taking warfarin for years to prevent stroke. Then a friend recommended a vitamin K supplement to make her bones stronger. Trusting the label, she added it to her routine. Within weeks, her blood test, called an INR, began to swing wildly. One morning, she collapsed in her kitchen. The hospital scan showed a blockage in her brain caused by an unstable clot. Carol survived, but her right hand now trembles, and her walk is unsteady. A single tablet for bone health had broken the delicate balance of her blood. Now that we've seen how one vitamin can interfere with vital medications, let's look at another that hides behind the promise of immunity. One that can quietly thicken your blood and make circulation sluggish. For vitamin C, the harmless illusion. Vitamin C has always carried a shining reputation. It's the go-to vitamin for immunity, the one you take when you feel a cold coming on. You see it in fizzy drinks, powders, and bright orange tablets that promise protection. But when taken in large doses, especially above 2,000 milligrams a day, that friendly helper can quietly turn against you. Instead of keeping your blood healthy, it can make it thicker. Circulation slows. Pressure inside your arteries rises. For seniors whose vessels are already stiff from age, that change can be dangerous. It begins innocently enough. You feel tired, maybe a little run down, and reach for more vitamin C. but the more you take, the heavier your blood becomes. Iron levels increase, viscosity builds, and suddenly, your heart must push harder to move blood through the brain's narrow pathways. Let me share the story of Mr. Samuel, a 74-year-old from Illinois. Each morning, he dissolved a large, effervescent vitamin C tablet in water, 2,000 milligrams at once. "It's just vitamins," he told his wife with a smile. One day, while driving to visit his grandson, his vision blurred and his right hand went numb. His car drifted toward the shoulder. Fortunately, he stopped in time. At the hospital, doctors confirmed a minor stroke. His blood had become too thick to flow freely. Samuel recovered, but the scare changed his habits forever. The vitamin meant to prevent colds had quietly opened the door to a stroke. Now, let's move on to another vitamin, one that promises more energy and sharper thinking, but when taken too freely, can slowly damage your nerves and disrupt your circulation from within. 5. Vitamin B6, toxic energy. Vitamin B6 is often advertised as an energy booster. You'll see it on the shelves of every pharmacy, inside memory blends, mood enhancers, and brain support capsules. It sounds safe, even smart. But after 60, your body doesn't break down excess B6 the same way it used to. What once gave you a gentle lift can quietly build up and become toxic. High levels of B6 slowly injure the nerves, disrupt communication between brain and body, and increase the risk of blood clots. At first, the signs are subtle: tingling fingers, numb toes, unsteady walking. Most people dismiss them as normal aging, but they're not. When your hands begin to tingle, your brain might already be asking for help. The longer the overload continues, the higher the risk that a clot will form in one of the brain's small arteries. Mrs. Linda, a 73-year-old from Ohio, learned this in the hardest way. Wanting to stay sharp, she bought a brain booster supplement from her local store. Each capsule contained over 100 milligrams of B6, 4 times what her body could manage safely. Within months, she noticed burning in her feet and trembling hands. Then one morning, while making breakfast, her coffee cup slipped and shattered on the floor. Her right side had gone numb. The hospital scan revealed a small stroke and nerve inflammation caused by excessive B6. The vitamin meant to energize her had silently damaged her nerves and disrupted her circulation. Now that we've seen how excess energy can backfire, let's turn to another vitamin, one you've probably taken every winter, that can quietly harden your arteries and set the stage for something even more serious. 6. Vitamin A, the hidden risk behind clear vision. Vitamin A is often praised for its power to protect eyesight. Many seniors take it faithfully, hoping to keep their vision sharp and their eyes strong. But what most people don't realize is that vitamin A doesn't simply pass through the body. It builds up, slowly, quietly, in the liver. And over time, that accumulation can harm far more than your eyes. When your liver becomes overloaded, it can send a toxic signal throughout your blood. Your arteries, especially those that feed your brain, start to weaken. The very vitamin meant to protect your sight can, in excess, damage the vessels that supply it. At first, the signs are easy to miss: a little dizziness, dry skin, fatigue. But then the world around you may blur for an entirely different reason. The vitamin helping you see clearly can leave you unable to see at all. Mr. Henry, an 80-year-old from New York, believed he was doing the right thing. Each night before bed, he took a high-dose vitamin A capsule to keep his eyes young. After several months, he began to feel lightheaded. One evening, while reading, his vision dimmed and the book slipped from his hands. The next thing he remembered was waking in the hospital, diagnosed with a mild stroke and liver stress from excessive vitamin A. His eyesight eventually returned, but his confidence never fully did. The vitamin that once promised clarity had nearly taken it away. Now, let's look at another vitamin, one often promoted for cholesterol control, that can make your blood vessels expand too far and trigger a very different kind of danger. 7. Vitamin B3, niacin, the cholesterol deceiver. Vitamin B3, also known as niacin, is often promoted as the natural way to lower cholesterol. You might see it in ads calling it a cholesterol flush, promising to clean your arteries and keep your heart young. But when taken without medical supervision, niacin can do the opposite of what you hope. It causes the blood vessels to expand too much, leading to sudden swings in blood pressure. Those fluctuations put tremendous strain on the arteries, especially the ones leading to your brain. And when blood pressure jumps up and down, tiny clots can form, clots that may one day block a vessel and cause a stroke. At first, you might only feel warmth in your face, a harmless flush, or light dizziness. But those small signs are your body's quiet warning. The same vitamin that promises to clear your system can end up clogging it completely. One tablet to clean your vessels may leave your blood unable to move at all. Mrs. Grace, a 76-year-old from Arizona, learned this lesson painfully. She had watched a commercial about niacin's cholesterol flush and decided to try it on her own. Within months, she began feeling pressure in her temples, headaches, and brief dizzy spells. Then, one morning, while cooking breakfast, she collapsed. At the hospital, doctors diagnosed an ischemic stroke caused by blood clots triggered by her niacin supplement. Grace survived, but she now struggles with weakness in her right arm. If you've been using any of these vitamins, or if you recognize them in your cabinet, comment 9 below, so I'll know you've updated your health knowledge safely. Next, we'll uncover another supplement often praised for brain health, yet it can silently change how your body makes blood and increase the risk of stroke in ways few expect. 8. Vitamin B9, folic acid, the false promise of memory. Folic acid, or vitamin B9, is often celebrated as the vitamin for brain and memory support. It's found in breakfast cereals, multivitamins, and energy drinks. Many seniors take it faithfully, believing it keeps their minds sharp. But like so many good intentions, too much of a good thing can quietly turn harmful. When taken in high doses for long periods, folic acid can disrupt the body's natural process of forming blood cells. It creates an internal imbalance, what doctors call a disturbance in homeostasis, that thickens the blood and raises the risk of clot formation. It doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly, hiding behind a feeling of mental clarity. You think you're improving focus, but inside your blood chemistry is changing. A small tablet to help your brain remember can become the reason your brain forgets. One pill to stay sharp may end up blurring everything. Mr. Daniel, an 83-year-old from Washington, started taking high-dose B9 after reading it improves memory. For a while he felt great, more alert, more confident. But one morning, while talking with his granddaughter, he suddenly went silent, unable to recall her name. Doctors found he'd suffered a minor stroke caused by clots forming in vessels already strained by his folic acid buildup. He recovered, but for days he couldn't remember the moment it happened. A small pill meant to preserve memory had almost erased it. If any of these stories sound familiar, or if you've been taking these vitamins yourself, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a simple 9 in the comments to let me know you're learning how to protect your brain safely. Now, let's shift towards something hopeful, the vitamin that truly supports the aging brain without tipping your body into danger. The good news is, you don't have to fear vitamins, you just need to understand your body. After 60, your system speaks in whispers, not shouts. It tells you what it needs if you're willing to listen. Less often means more. Fewer pills, gentler routines, steadier habits. Those are what truly keep your brain and heart safe. Over the years, I've seen so many people regain balance simply by simplifying their routines. They stopped chasing new bottles, started eating real food, and moved their bodies a little every morning. Their strength returned, their minds cleared, and their confidence followed. The secret isn't in more pills. It's in the smart habits you repeat each morning. Even a short walk, a deep breath, or a glass of warm water can do more for your circulation than any capsule ever could. So stay with me, because next, we'll look at the one vitamin I still recommend. Gentle, steady, and safe for the aging brain. The one vitamin to keep daily. B12, the energy of memory. Not every vitamin is dangerous. There's one that truly supports your aging brain. Vitamin B12, the quiet guardian of memory and balance. As you grow older, your stomach produces less acid, making it harder to absorb this vital nutrient from food. That's why many seniors begin to feel weak, dizzy, or forgetful without knowing why. B12 works differently from the others. It doesn't thicken your blood or interfere with your medicines. Instead, it nourishes your nerves, boosts mental clarity, and restores gentle energy. It's like giving your brain clean fuel after years of running on fumes. Mrs. Helen, a 75-year-old from Oregon, came to me worried she was losing words. She'd forget simple things, her neighbor's name, where she placed her glasses. Tests showed a B12 deficiency, not dementia. After several months on a safe, doctor-supervised B12 plan, she felt sharper, steadier, and confident again. She laughed, saying, "I got myself back." Not every pill steals your strength. Some help you find it again. If you're still watching and find this information helpful, please share it with someone you care about. It tells me you're walking this journey with me and helping others do the same. Now that we've covered the safest vitamin to keep your mind strong, let's turn to something even simpler. A daily habit that protects your brain better than any supplement ever could. A single small habit can do more for your brain than any pill ever could. Start each morning with a glass of warm water, a 5-minute walk, and 3 deep, steady breaths. That's it. This simple routine helps your blood flow smoothly, keeps your vessels flexible, and gently lowers pressure inside the brain. It wakes your circulation and clears the mind. No capsules, no risks, just movement and breath. Over time, I've seen patients who follow this tiny ritual regain steadiness and peace. Their mornings feel calmer, their focus sharper. One small step in the morning can be the line between health and a stroke. Remember, no supplement can replace good habits. Your body was made to move, not just to absorb pills. As I often tell my patients, the medicine your body loves most is oxygen and motion. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your vitamins, reach for that glass of water instead. Take your walk, breathe deeply, and remind yourself you're giving your brain what it truly needs. Now that we've built the foundation of safety and strength, let's bring everything together in one final reflection. A closing reminder of how to protect your independence and live with clarity. Aging isn't about becoming weaker. It's about learning how your body changes and responds. The vitamins that once helped you at 40 can turn against you at 70. Your heart, brain, and blood vessels no longer behave the same, and that's perfectly natural. The secret isn't avoiding everything. It's understanding what truly fits your body today. Knowledge gives you control. Fear takes it away. When you learn how your body works, you stop guessing and start choosing wisely. Balance replaces excess. Awareness replaces risk. As I often remind my patients, your body doesn't need more pills. It needs you to notice, to listen, and to act with care. Small adjustments create lasting strength. Every mindful decision protects not just your health, but your independence. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Share one thing you've learned today and plan to apply right away. If this video helped you, comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback helps me serve you better. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can continue receiving trusted advice from my stroke series, made to keep your brain strong, your heart steady, and your future clear.